Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to study about the concept of mole and Avogadro's number. Let's see first what is actually a mole. Now mole is actually the quantity of any substance which is used to describe the number of particles. As you can see that it is used to count the number of atoms and molecules, and it is always represented by a constant number which is 6.022 into 10 raised to power 23. So in any chemical reaction, whenever you are going to use the word of a mole, then it means it is the quantity or the amount of a substance. It is just as the number which is equal to a dozen. Like you can see in the diagram, we have dozen eggs which is always equals to 12. Whatever the thing is, a dozen means a number 12 in count, while in gallons it is always equals to 3.785 liters. So in the same way, Avogadro's number or the mole is always a constant value which is 6.022 into 10 raised to power 23. So it is a constant value like a number 12 in case of dozen. Now if we have to calculate in a chemical reaction, it has a lot of atoms involving. So if we are going to calculate, then how we are going to do it? We are using the concept of mole. So we can say that the mass of everything, when we calculate it with the help of a mole, it is always equal. Like you can see, we have two different weighing balances. One contains a sample of carbon atoms and the other one contains the sample of the copper atoms. Now if we are going to observe their masses in the periodic table, then you can see that 12 gram is the mass of carbon according to the periodic table. It is the atomic mass of carbon, and 63.5 is the atomic mass of copper. Now if we are going to compare this, in case of 1 mole of both of these will be equal. 1 mole of carbon will be equal to 63.5 gram, which is the atomic mass of carbon, and 12 gram is for carbon and 63.5 gram is for copper according to atomic masses, and they both contain the same number of atoms, which is 6.022 into 10 raised to power 23. As you can see, you can also round off the value as 6.023 into 10 raised to power 23. It is represented by a symbol capital N and A. A is always written in the subscript and it is always a capital letter, unlike the symbol of the element sodium. Now the Avogadro's number is called Avogadro's because of the scientist Amedeo Avogadro, who has first discovered this, so hence it is named after him. So it is the number of particles actually in any substance or quantity which is being reacted. So we can call it as the Avogadro number, which is a constant value, and normally we use it to deal with the large quantity of anything like the raindrops or the number of coins, and they can be interconvertible as well. For example, you can convert the mass which is in grams into moles and the number of particles which are the atoms. Like if you are going to have the mass, you can multiply the molecular weight to get the moles, and if you are going to divide it, you will get back to the mass in grams. Again, if moles are available and you have to find the number of atoms, you have to divide it by Avogadro's number, and if you have atoms, then you are going to divide it with mole to get the resultant mass. So this is the concept of mole. You can also see that it's related in chemistry to solve different type of numericals. So this is always a constant number. As you can see, the slide also shows the comparison of a dozen of eggs with the number of particles. The number of particles are always the same, that is 6.02 into 10 raised to power 23. Now the importance, we can calculate the particles with the help of this concept, and also the amount of the reactions or the substances which are actually reacting, and also the composition of the mixture in which the reaction is being carried out. Now look at the example. If we are going to observe that 1 mole of carbon atom is there, it has 6.022 into 10 raised to power 23 atoms, and if we have 1 mole of water molecule, then the molecules will also be the same. So 1 mole of everything will always be equal to a constant value, which is 6.022 into 10 raised to power 23. Whatever the mass or whatever the amount is, the value will always be the same. Now we can also summarize it like the mole. We have first discussed that it is the amount of a substance which is usually used to count the number of particles. It is always constant, which is 6.02 into 10 raised to power 23, and it is the Avogadro's number constant, which is named after the scientist who have first discovered it. So this is mostly used for counting and to find out the amount of the substances in chemistry. So I hope you have already understood what is the concept of mole. Just remember this, that the mole is always a constant value. Mole is actually the amount or a quantity of a substance which shows the number of atoms or ions or molecules in any quantity of substance which you are going to measure. It is the mole, and 1 mole is always a constant value, which is equals to 6.02 into 10 raised to power 23. Whatever the reason is, this value is not going to change, and you are going to use it in different numericals in the upcoming lectures. So keep this in mind. Whenever you are going to find out the quantity or the amount of any substance, you are going to use the concept of mole, and the concept of mole will help you to calculate the actual amount of a substance. So that's it for today. Keep watching in to get the latest updates, and for which you have to subscribe my channel.